All right, check out this. This is a 2014 Mini Winnie. This is a Mini Winnie. Hear that? Fiberglass roof. Fiberglass roof. All this stuff gonna peel right up. So that's what they experienced, and they had some leaks coming in here, so we're going to investigate some of that. But you can see just that lip edge over there. I'll bet that leaks. I'll bet it does. But we'll get down here and show you. So what the RV industry wants you to do is go around and put more on. But this is just a cement joining tool, and all I did was just round over the edge there. That's all I did. But these don't usually stick too well. You know, you can see all this already loosened up here. We've been scraping some of this off. But look at here. See how clean that is? It doesn't stick very well, and they got that other stuff underneath there. But that's just the way the RV industry wants you to do it. They just want you to put more on. And I always joke and I say, the only one that's putting more on is a moron. There's something wrong with that system. It's like putting air in your tires every 3 months, 4 months. They just use the crappiest products, crappiest insulation, and that's it. They don't care. They don't care. I'm gonna scooch around here. What's in here? Well, this is what we checked. But it's not, then also see someone sealed out, which is good because right, I don't know if you can see it in here, but there's that piece there is the same, the one on the roof, and the water will trickle down and get in there, and that's how it rots. So somebody, that was pretty smart that somebody did that. Not usually do they do it, but the same there. So now we're just trying to get it all apart, find out what we got to do to this thing, see if the roof deck is good, and if we can, trying to get the show on the road, that's for sure. You can slide down around here. Overall, I mean, the roof looks pretty clean. See if I can sneak by you there. Thank you, sir. Pardon. Camera coming through. Pardon. This is one of the other things I don't like. Well, these ones, this one isn't as bad as the others. Some of the other ones, they just snap in like this. It's similar, but it does have a little lip edge on it right there. You can see the stuff that we use is actually going to snap over this. So it'll snap inside and over. That's what we use. So, same here. Oh, I bet that'll have a little leak there. You see some of the caulking did stay there. He still got leaks. He still got problems with it. You know, still leaking. So we're just gonna put a good roof on this thing. But this isn't nearly as bad as some of the other ones that I've seen. But you can notice, which I'm not really a fan of, you can notice a slight belly in there. I don't know, maybe you get a straight edge to show you that. Hey, is that 8 foot level down there? Is that 8 foot level down there? I'm gonna put a level across there so you can kind of see the gap in that I'm looking at. It's just not meant to stick like that. It's just not the way you do it. But if you were to check it, you know, that's how we check everything. This is obviously the way I'm doing it. And that, I would probably want to put more on. You know, but this will pop right up. Thank you. See that gap under there? That's a heck of a sag. So we're going to see if we can straighten that sagginess out. That is a pretty big gap. Let's see what we got. I can reach over there. That's almost an inch drop right there. Yep, just about an inch. Probably a little better in the center. If it wasn't so short, I could probably reach. Yeah. But you got a pretty good sized gap right there. But it's just right in this area. And it looks like over here in the back on this section, it looks like it's doing okay. Then it kind of bellies in like this all the way down into here, and then just balances out. But there is a slight sag in the front there too. Usually they don't put framing on. We did another one. It was Sunseeker, and they didn't have any trusses in it. When we opened it up, we had to put trusses. You can see the frame is right here. You can see that clear as a bell, and that's supposed to be that's probably it. Probably the next one's way down behind that air conditioner over there, more than likely. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got to tear this up and maybe even put more trusses in it. So, and this is the type of stuff that throws our calendar off. It really does. We expect to kind of go in, and maybe even if we had to reskin it, that's okay. And we don't mind doing the work, not at all. What I'm getting at is some folks, you know, they wonder why it takes us so long to probably get a coach done. And this is why. We'll get into something like this. So now we can't just put a skin over it. We have to actually fix that problem. So we'll have to take all this up, right, and go inside and try to check that out, jack it up. Whole thing's got to get done. And then we get other ones that come in too. We've got a couple other ones going on that we're working with trying to build as well. We've done, let's see, we did a lance that turned into a major problem. And again, it just shows our calendar off. So if you're thinking about bringing it here, we appreciate all the work we get. Just keep in mind, we don't aim to be the fastest. Nothing good ever came from rushing a job. We want to make sure your problem is solved when you leave here. And I don't want those problems rearing their ugly head again. But look at the gap right there. I'll bet I could probably get a 2x4 in there. Hey, you got a scrap piece of 2x4? You got a piece over there? I want it. Yeah, 2x2. That'll work. Anything. Small piece of wood. I just want to see if it'll fit under that level. That is quite the gap. I'll bet you could. That's what I'm looking at, right there to the left of the opening of the, right about in here somewhere. That looks like the deepest. Just anything about 1.5 inches. I just want to measure it. What is that? All right, found something. This is a piece of, it's 1.5 wide this way. It's a 2x4. I had it ripped down, but it almost fits underneath there. I think it's off about 1/4 inch. But you can see it's pretty daggone close, and you can see like how it wants to fall back, meaning that you can see the difference right here, hey, because everything is sagged in. But that's pretty close. It's at least 1.25 inches. That's 1.25 inches right there, because it's 1.5 inches. So, and you see the way the air conditioner is too. It's a little higher right here, and it's sitting right there, and you can see the frame. So we got some structural issues, and this is a 2014. This is a 2014. We shouldn't be having these issues for these things, especially as much as these Class C's cost. These things are expensive. Well, let us get to work. We'll show you more as we go along. Oh, we got some of the decking. You can see we got all the fiberglass up. Some of the look at this foam. That is so smooth. It's not supposed to be smooth. It's smooth when you get it, but when you glue something to it, the glue should be sticking. There's no glue anywhere. There's no glue anywhere. Oh, I don't even need this big bar. We're using that. Actually, the corner mold that was on here, the gutter rail, was actually on stronger than anything. It had a whole heap, a lot of glue on there, which was great. But the rest of this is just junk. It's not glued at all. Hey, nothing underneath there. No glue. And the problem with it is that's where it gets its strength. The sheathing gives it its strength. If you don't have it all laminated together, you get this. So now we got to go in. You can see where that big belly is. I'm hoping you can. That's the one I was showing you with the level. Man, look at that belly drop in there. So now I got to figure out how to get in there and shore it up. And we've got, I thought we had a couple of frame members in here somewhere. There's only a couple though. So, but you can see all of this whole area from the front up there all the way back here is just bellied in. Hopefully you can see it. When I say you see it, I mean I can see it. We'll see if the camera picks it up. But that was, again, that was where I showed you with the level. So over in the back there, where that bar is, that's got a little bit more camber, but the rest of it, nope. So we got a little bit of work. Plenty of foam though, and that's a shame. It's really good, but you have to have everything glued together. It has to be, or it's not going to be any good. You get that. Okay, well, enough jibber jabber and blah blah blah. We'll be back. All right, so here's what we got. We got a serious sag in this roof. I'm going to show you down underneath as well when I get there. Think of these plates in here. Maybe you see that plate right there? So you had one over here too. Another one. There's none in here, but there is one there. There's one here, and then there's one here. So that's close to about 8 feet. there's screws right here that were holding it. So I pulled those screws out. The next one is all the way down there. Is a 3-foot ruler. So it's all the way down there. I'll show you. I gotta show you what the problem was. See how they were screwed in? It's a piece of stock that goes over there. It's supposed to be a piece of steel to help the rigidity on it. And I'll show you some of the piss poor design that went into it here in a second. So if you're listening to Frank, like I am, must be Sunday. Lower my Frankie a little bit. You could always listen to Frank on a Sunday. Who doesn't? All right, this is the piece that come out. Got it against this straight edge. Starting to come up a little bit right here. Right here. It's pretty tight. Okay? Starting to come up, come up, come up. If you look down here, look at that big gap. You can't get it any tighter. It's pretty tight right here where I put it. So this is the bottom side. Roll it. We'll roll it around. And that's where our sag's coming in. You see the gapping in there. Now when you put this in and there's stress on it, these kind of buckle out. You can see how they all buckled. So now they're starting to actually lean. So what we're going to try and do is redesign what they did, just in a smarter way. So they got a leash there. What they should have had was some tabs that come over to give it some strength. There should have been some strength on this too. So I'm going to see if I can do that. I got a couple of different ideas. And then we got some notches here for some wires, and then some are for the AC. So I want to find out exactly what these do, because if we don't need these here, they're not for the AC. Well, I say we omit them and just go straight across. It would give it more strength. Just leave the ones we need for the AC down at the bottom and omit this as well. So that's what I'm going to go up there and check, see why specifically they had those in there. I'll compare it with the other ones if there's something that interfered with it. And then I'm going to try and redesign one. As soon as I get one redesigned that I like, then I'll probably end up just redesigning quite a few of them, because they're so far apart. But if I can get them to drop in like they did, then we'd be good to go. You know, because it'd be a lot easier just to make a little trough like that, drop them in. And then I just got to make some flanges so they sit on there so they're pretty firm, so they have some strength, and then I'll glue it all in there. So, all right, let me get to work and figure it out, but this is what we got going on. So, again, go put your Frank Sinatra on, bring your blood pressure down, then you get Dean Martin to come on. Rat Pack's where it's at on Sundays, that and a good cigar, guys. That's what you need. This is the original piece. You can see it's rusting and everything. This is just regular hot rolled steel. That's all it is. This is a piece of galvanized. This is commercial, structural commercial grade that we use for shear strapping. That's what it's for. It's just a whisker thicker. If you can see it, just a whisker thicker. This is measuring out at 1.58, I believe it is, 1.59. That's when I put it on here. And this one is like 1.7, not very much more. It's just about half the thickness, a little bit more, but it's a sturdier stock. It's a lot harder to bend and break. So I'll put this on here. .77, so it's just a little thicker. So we're going to fabricate this new one out of here, out of this. We'll mock this, and then I'm going to try and put some flanges and stuff to give it a lot more strength than this, so we can get it going. So we shall see. We shall see what we come up with, but it's got to get stronger than this, and we got to stop this twisting. And the only way to stop that twisting is with brakes. When you do bends in metal, you get more strength out of it. So we're going to try and put a brake in the bottom. We're going to try and put a brake in the top. And I say try because this is very heavy. I don't really have a machine that's going to bend. This is 16 gauge steel. It's not going to bend it. So this is 16, and this is more likely 18 gauge right here in my hand. But it's not going to bend it. Not in anything I have. That whole length of 10 foot. It won't do, even 8 foot if I cut it down. It's real heavy. So that's probably on my next list, I guess, of things to buy. Put it on the Christmas list. Okay, cool. Well, let's get going. So we got everything all laid out. Now what we're trying to do, these are our new trusses. You can see all the zigging and zagging on them. That's the way we made them. They're all zig-zagged, called corrugated. And then now what we did is, see, those are your ducts right there. That's for the air conditioner right there. That's your air conditioner. So we need to make that so we don't block that hole, so we get air conditioning in there. And now what we're trying to do, we get the level out here, and we're trying to just balance the roof out. And not necessarily level, but we want on the same plane. So we got it sitting on that end of the wall, and sitting on this end of the wall. We want to try and get it true, and then we make up just a skosh more, so by the time we laminate it and everything, put it back together. And then, so we got 16 gauge steel in here. That's what we got all cinched together. And we put this in these troughs. We had to cut these troughs. These were the same troughs that they had the other ones in. They only had them every 4 feet. I want to put them every 2. And then we're going to glue them all in. They didn't have them glued in there. They were just laid in there. Once you pulled the screws out, they just pop right off. So all we did is just go back and just make them a little wider so we could get our piece to fit, because it's corrugated. It's going to fit in that little thin, narrow slot that they had. So that's what we're working on right now. All right. Here's what we got. We got our new trusses in. We refoamed and adhered them in. We got all that all taken care of. Now we're starting to get the decking on. What we're doing with the decking, this is getting glued down. Getting it glued down, then it's getting fastened to this. So it's glued and screwed. It just needs to be tattooed. That's where we're at so far. It is coming along. Look how strong that is. That guy's pretty fat right there. Man, it's still holding on. That end down there isn't fastened if you're looking at the way that thing shapes. So that's what we're doing. Then we'll put another edge here and we'll get this thing all squared away. It'll come out nice. What we're doing now is we got the decking down, and now what we're doing is we're just going along. Some of these screws got set down a little deeper than they need to be, so I don't want to see that. We got strips going over this, so we're okay with these. But right here, so we're just filling those in so they look nice, so we don't see little dimples in the roof. It wouldn't make a big deal, but you know, that's just the way we do things here. We want it done right. So we're just filling in some of these, make sure they're nice and flush, you know, so it looks clean. That's where we're at right now, though. So once we get this done, then we get the roof on this thing. These strips will go on the edges. This will go on the edge to protect the main roofing, and then also we'll have strips going across that way on the where the two pieces of sheathing come together. So that's where we're at. Then the turn bar is going to be down here. We've already worked it, so it'll be down here. Roofing will come over, and then we'll seal all that. We're coming to the finale on our Mini Winnie here. So some of the things that we do right here, this is the awning. It was a power awning, and they had these crummy little scotches in here, but there's a plug on the end, and they just decided somebody had already meddled with this, and they use these little scotches. They cut the wires. Instead of unplugging it, there's a plug at the end. There's that plug right there. There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. Get that plug up so we can show that plug. There it is.
Those are the ones that they had.
Right, and these are the ones they had. So what we're doing, we're going to solder these all back together, and we got some heat shrink. We're going to put it on there, and we'll put it back the way it was supposed to be. That don't make sense why they do it that way. I mean, that wasn't on our work order, but these are just little things we do. So we've already got our first strike on here. We've got first strike on everything. And then once we get the awnings in and everything's done, roof is clean, we'll go back to our second strike, and out the door she goes. Clean her all down, obviously. Wash down everything. We have got our Mini Winnie done. RVRoofInstall.com. You can see when we put it on. And this is us. We are rocking and rolling. All the boots are done, all the flashing details done. We got one more bell cap. See that bell cap that's over there? We're going to put one more right here. We got that lens on there. Did all the trim out even inside there. We did the trim out in there, so when you look down from here, we laced it all with aluminum and everything, so it looks clean. And we got two strikes caulking on here. We got the flashing detail on the front of the AC. We've got all that. It looks nice and clean. You can see we pulled out the vast majority of that curve. Some of the things that you probably can't see that I can see up here, I've got such a very slight dip in there, not from ours, but inside the panel, from panel to there. So it's just very ever so slightly. But you know, like I said, I can see it. But the reason for it is because we couldn't get inside to jack it up 100%. There's just no way to do that. If you did, we'd probably leave impressions inside the ceiling because it's got a cushioned ceiling, and we didn't want to put too much effort into it and then have to do a ceiling, right? So But otherwise, we are done. We got everything all sealed up, all the details, so she is ready to go. It's not looking real well. There's a lot of work to this little Winnie, that's for sure. So, well, thanks for watching. If you got any questions, you give us a call, 423-475-7663. A lot of information on our website. It's rvroofinstall.com, and you're probably watching this on YouTube. There's a whole ton of videos, but just to give you a quick overview, there's a 60 mil commercial membrane as to what this is. 60 mil. This is GAF. There's other membranes out there that you can use. This just happens to be GAF. We don't sell the curbs. We don't sell any of the components. We don't sell anything actually here. We're not a sales shop or anything like that. We're just a service center. So again, if you have any other questions, give us a call. Go watch some more videos. Give some thumbs up and shares. And we'll see you in the next one. Thought we were going to get rid of our Mini Winnie, and a customer called and asked us about this. I said, did we check up there? And I said, hey, we'll go do it. And this is what we got. This is all rotted, this whole section right in here. That's all rotted out. This looks pretty fresh. Right up in there, that's all fresh wood, so that looks good. But now we're gonna have to at least fix this little strip. So we gotta take this fiberglass off here, this Phylon, take this off, and then dig this out. And she was ready to go. Well, I'm glad we caught it though. We try to make sure obviously we want to get everything addressed, so we want to have folks remind us of stuff from time to time. So some of this stuff we say, hey, just take a look at it, and then we take a peek at it. But this is a much bigger peek, right? So we're going to see if we can pull that piece out. If we can get all that out, it may not be the end of the world. They certainly don't want to have to take the shell off. Don't want to do that. That's where this is our new mini platform we got going in. So we already rebuilt it. The other one was all rotted. See if we can find it through this. There's a piece of it right there. And there's the rest of it right here. So it was all rotted, so we just, obviously you want to reframe that. I mean, you know how bad that is. So we got new fabric going on it as well. This is the fabric that we're using on the inside. So we're just getting some spray adhesive down there. And that's what it looks like. Nice and pretty white. Alright, this is our piece. Right here. This is the one we replaced. Look at all that. Sealed all here, sealed all around there. Did both sides. So let's go see what it looks like inside. Put that trim piece on. I'm hoping this flashlight's going to be bright enough. I have all that fancy videography stuff. So we just put that whole new piece in there. That looks pretty nice and clean. That's us. So she's back together. Now it's ready to go.